So, hello dear friends. So, in the previous lecture, we developed this torque equation, electromagnetic torque generated in the induction motor. Uh, now, let us just uh, draw the characteristic of this torque versus this slip. Okay, so how we can do it? Now, let us just say that this slip is near about 1. So slip is if slip is nearly equal to 1, then you can see that this electromagnetic torque is inversely proportional to this slip. This becomes inversely proportional to this slip because this is nearly equal to 1, so this will add up and this will not have a significant effect. But this slip is coming directly in the denominator. So this electromagnetic torque will be inversely proportional to slip. And what this slip equal to 1 means, this slip is equal to 1 means that omega s minus omega r is equal to 1. Okay, so from here we can see that omega r will come out to be 0. At 0, this slip will be equal to 1. So torque is inversely proportional to 1 upon 6. Now uh, let us do the same analysis for slip when slip is very near to 0. So what that means, when slip is very near to 0, so slip is very near to 0. So it means omega s minus omega r upon omega s will equal to 0. What this means? This means omega s is equal to nearly equal to omega. So when this rotor speed is nearly equal to synchronous speed, then what will happen? Let us see. So this slip is coming in denominator, doesn't matter. The real thing is this, because when this slip is very near to 0, then this becomes very huge quantity. So we can always neglect RS, XS plus XR, all things we can neglect in comparison to this quantity. So what it will become? So what electromagnetic torque will become? So electromagnetic torque will then be proportional to a constant, let us say K into Vs square into Rr by S, and in denominator also we will get an Rr by S plus, but its whole square. So it will be, when we simplify, we can see that it now, so this one RR by S will be cancelled, and therefore this slip will go in the numerator. So now this electromagnetic torque is directly proportional to this slip. So we can say that when we draw a curve between electromagnetic torque and the slip, uh, so for some part this electromagnetic torque is inversely proportional to this slip, and for some part this electromagnetic torque is directly proportional to slip. So there is some some transition at a particular slip. So at that slip, uh, when this RR dash by S uh, can this RS can be neglected in comparison to this part. At as sufficient as when this become huge in comparison to this, and these all can be neglected. At that point, this the curve will shift. So we can always draw the curve. So how the curve will become? So if you draw this curve, electromagnetic torque and the slip. So let us say at this point S is equal to 0, and at this point S is equal to 1. so so mm, so there will be some reason when uh, if this slip decreases, so near to slip is equal to 1. So torque, electromagnetic torque was inversely proportional to slip. So when slip decreases, the electromagnetic torque should increase. So there will be some starting torque. Okay. So this will start increasing, and at some point, what will happen? Uh, this there will be transition. Now the electromagnetic torque has to be directly proportional to this slip. So as the slip decreases, um, so the electromagnetic torque will also decrease. So this point is called as the slip at which the maximum torque is generated. Tmax. So this is a characteristic of three-phase induction motor. So at this is called unstable region of electromagnetic torque, and this is called stable region. So normally this is the operating region of three-phase induction motor. So this is operating region. This is also called stable region. And this region is unstable region. So now, once we develop this torque slip characteristic, we can always have the torque speed characteristic as well. Because at S is equal to 1, we know that our omega rotary speed is equal to 0. So here rotary speed is equal to 0. And at S is equal to 0, the rotary speed is equal to our synchronous speed. So when we go like this, then this is slip. And when we go like this, then this is rotary speed. So this is torque versus rotary speed characteristic. Now, uh, let us analyze this. Let us analyze this uh, with a load torque characteristic. So we will have a load torque. Let us say this is a load torque. And this one is the motor torque characteristic. So as per this, this will be your operating point, because at this point the two characteristics intersect. The electromagnetic torque is equal to load torque. Now, if the requirement comes that we need to change the speed of this load. So first it was operating at omega 1. Now it has to operate at omega 2. Now, what could be the method to just shift this characteristic as we have done in DC motor drives? So here also the same technique we have to follow. We just need to shift this characteristic such that the new operating point, uh, the new intersection point comes out to be this one. So this is the operating characteristic. So we will again draw the same characteristic. So there are exactly three methods which you have to study. Um, so I can just draw here as well. So one is to just shift the slope. So we will start from here. So one is this. So we can shift this thing like this. Okay. So I'm drawing just the operating region. I'm not drawing this unstable region because this is of no use. Practically, this is of no use. So we are drawing only operating region. So one method is to just decrease the slope, this slope, and another method is to just shift this line. So like this. So I will make it with a different ink. So one is this. Okay. So this changing this is just comprises two methods. So we can do this by two methods, which you have to study, and one is and this is through the third method. So let us study this method first. So this we can shift this curve like this. We can shift the slope of this curve by varying the voltage. How? So let us just see how we can do it. So let us do varying the supply voltage. Varying the supply voltage. So how this affects? So as per torque equation, we can see that our torque is proportional to the square of this supply voltage. So we will use that phenomena. So our torque, electromagnetic torque, is directly proportional to Vs square. And mind you, we are not changing the frequency of this supply voltage. The frequency is same as before. We are just changing the magnitude of the supply voltage. So what will happen? The supply voltage has reduced, but omega, the synchronous speed of that rotating magnetic field that is generated by stator, that will not change. So we will be having our omega s to be constant. So now what will happen? We can draw the torque speed characteristic. Let us say for a rated speed, rated voltage. If the rated voltage torque is like this, okay, this is at omega is equal to omega r. Then if this is at Vs is equal to rated, the maximum at which the machine is designed. So when we decrease this Vs, the electromagnetic torque will also decrease. It means whatever the starting torque is, what all the torque uh, at a particular at particular rotor speed, that will decrease. So, but this omega s will not vary. So the characteristic will start from here itself only, and this will go on like this. So we can shift this curve. So this slope, we can see that this slope is changing. So we can always shift our slope of this mm, this characteristic line such that it matches the load characteristic. So if our load is like this and we want to shift the speed from here to here, what we just need to do, this is omega 1, this is omega 2, we just need to find a voltage, a suitable voltage such that this characteristic matches this. So now this operating point will change. So by changing the supply voltage, uh, we can just change the operating speed of this this three-phase induction motor. Now the second thing is changing the frequency. So next thing we will do in the next class.